Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here from CoinsKid over on Twitter. So we do see, is XRP the future or is it a scam as many believe? Crypto. Now this is actually sharing a little bit of an insight on XRP versus, well, I should say RippleNet versus Swift. Now if you do look at, utilizing XRP, you can actually really kind of look at the major differences in terms of the cost basis on all the FX rates, transactional flows, all that kind of stuff. But here is a little bit of a comparison. Now, this is a little bit of an older graphic, and today we're actually going to be talking about, is Swift replacing Ripple with XRP? Because that's what a lot of people do assume over on Twitter right now, which I do think is kind of something else. We will definitely be looking into that. But we do see over here RippleNet versus Swift, and you do see the founder year, the CEO, which, by the way, a lot of people will probably make a joke saying, like, how is XRP decentralized when it has a CEO? This is for RippleNet. This is not for XRP. XRP does not have a CEO. It's fully decentralized. We talked about this in the past as well. Now, clients, 11,000 plus financial institutions under Swift. Ripple was gaining very fast. They were already at 300 plus financial institutions. This is also why I do think that the SEC lawsuit came at a perfect time to really kind of slow them down. You could argue that it really hasn't slowed them down that much besides the U.S. Settlement time, seconds to up to 10 days on Swift. And that is the truth. Like, settlement time on Swift sucks. And I also do have a quote around that from a video that I recently did on XRP, which we will definitely reiterate a little bit and really kind of talk about in a second. But we also do see liquidity sourcing, yes and no. Instant settlement, yes and no. FX rates determined by bank on both sides. Technology, blockchain, messaging service. Architecture, decentralized, centralized, and then currency, fiat and crypto, and then fiat, and then country served 70 plus, 140 plus. So at the end of the day, we know that RippleNet is far more efficient than Swift. We know that if they utilized XRP as well, there was also a graphic that if there was a low volatility XRP, which would basically be like XRP having a higher price point, and not being traded as much. Which, by the way, that's their end goal. They want XRP, or I should say, most of the supply to be held by financial institutions and banks. That way, the price is a lot more stable. It's a lot less volatile. And again, this unlocks a massive opportunity for these major, financial institutions, banks, whatever, who is transacting. Because guess what? There is a 60+% savings rate on all of those FX transactions and, cross-border transactions if you utilize XRP within the RippleNet architecture, which is very interesting. And then over here, we also do see Dr. Graham Bright, who worked 20 years for Swift, probably nothing, Ripple XRP. This is about a minute-long video. Listen closely. Shout out to Riz XRP for this. We did talk about this video in the past, but I'm bringing it back up because it does hold strength today with all of the major announcements that we did see from Swift.
Swift is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., Nostra reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where Swift would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, but payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace Swift. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that Swift are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the Swift network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
Now, He does mention, how Ripple essentially won't replace Swift. It's a complementary, system, which we just talked about in a video from the other day. If you guys do want to go check out that video, it's called Ripple. This is why Ripple and XRP won't replace Swift or something like that. I kind of go hand in hand on how Ripple essentially complement the Swift system, and if they don't, and if Swift doesn't utilize Ripple with XRP, then they will essentially cease to exist. And we do see down here from Reuters on October 5th, Swift sets out a blueprint for central bank digital currency network. They're focused on this, and we do see, a few people mentioning like, XRP down here as the medium of exchange within that, which we actually do see, Graham Bright, who, like I said, worked at Swift for 20 years. Even talk about XRP moving across the Swift network as a settlement token, which is also the plan that we've talked about in that video as well. Now over here, we have Swift at CBOS. Now this just recently happened. This is on the 10th. All of this powered by ISO 20022 rich data. Listen closely to this. Shout out to XRPville and also Riz XRP for this, but listen closely.
Swift's strategy is building on this and goes even further to enable instant and frictionless payments and securities transactions from account to account anywhere in the world. And we're not just providing you with just one or two components either, but delivering a whole package that provides a seamless end-to-end experience for you and your end customers. This capability is unique to Swift, and we have been laser focused on the execution. Today, you can check on the security of your counterparties to make sure you are doing business with them. You can pre-check beneficiary account details to confirm upfront that a payment will get to its ultimate destination. Automatically spot potential anomalies you want to watch out for in flight. Handle problems that come up in real time. And maintain the visibility of your transaction all the way for you and your customers. And that is just not on the high-value wholesale side either. Since we spoke this time last year, we are building great momentum on SwiftGo that allows banks to get much more innovation and competition in this space with their front-end offerings to small businesses and consumers for low-value payments, reusing Swift in the back end. In the next few months, we'll make a huge advance in cross-border landscape as we activate Swift's transaction management capabilities. This is a step change in the way international transactions work, taking us beyond sequential messaging to an API-driven orchestration layer, which will power future services such as anomaly detection, data analytics, tracking, and exception management. And all of this powered by ISO 20022 rich data.
And again, a lot of people thought that this was actually Swift replacing XRP because there's no mention of XRP. A lot of people think that they're going to utilize Chainlink or something like that, which, by the way, utilizing Chainlink is really not anything innovative. It's not, powering instant settlement or anything like that. It's essentially just interoperability. But the big key here is ISO 20022. Now, what does this actually mean for, XRP, crypto, etc.? Well, it's rich data. It's opening the system. It's having a lot more interoperability between all of these major banks because, again, they're all on the same messaging format. But also, ISO 20022 also unlocks the possibility of tokens like XRP being utilized for settlement. Now, this wouldn't be that big unless I was really kind of, talking about how big XRP could essentially be if that is the case, if Swift does utilize XRP as a settlement mechanism, which we know could very well be the possibility. Now, with all this in mind, we look at a few things that Swift is starting to do. We do see over here from Learziet, Stefan Huber. I hope that I'm saying his @name right. I'm probably not. And then, of course, we do see from Anderson, we do see Swift starting to sound like Ripple. They have even ripples in their new header. And we do see, Swift really kind of changing. I mean, like, this is basically ripples in their header. It's kind of weird. Then we do see we're on a mission to make international transactions instant, frictionless, and interoperable, which is almost the same exact quote as what Ripple was trying to do. And again, a lot of people thought that this was Swift essentially replacing Ripple, that they don't need Ripple or anything like that, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But I also want to go back to ISO 20022. That's actually getting delayed. We actually see over here breaking delay in the timetable for ISO 20022 harmonization as part of the G20 roadmap for enhancing cross-border payments. The harmonization process is to be extended by 1 year to the end of 2023. As a next step, the joint task force will publish its harmonization. Now, I know that a lot of people will probably, play into this and say, okay, well, it looks like the delay is playing into the idea of an XRP settlement. This is 100%, confirmation that XRP will be utilized because the dates are aligning with the settlement and this, that, whatever. Listen, we don't know about anything in regards to a settlement. We don't know what the timetable is on that, but all we know is that ISO 20022 is delayed. Okay, and that's totally fine. It's understandable. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen within 2023. We don't know, regulation talks, a settlement talk, XRP adoption, anything like that. All we know is that this is going to be very interesting. And we have clear confirmation from Swift themselves that they will be utilizing ISO 20022 to really kind of power this new transformative technology that they're trying to introduce around rich data, interoperability, payments around API gateways, things like that, which is very interesting, especially around crypto. But I take you back to a few articles. So this one is from Lord XRP over here on Twitter. We do see XRP, the global bridge currency. Yes, XRP has the most potential utility of all cryptocurrencies. It could be used on a scale that would dwarf usage by all other digital assets. The market for Swift payments is currently measured in the quadrillions of dollars. If XRP handles just a small fraction of that amount, the utility analysis that Izzy Auto presents can be placed aside as a unique footnote in XRP price history, but speculation dwarfs utility-based demand. Now, like I said, obviously, when we really kind of look at things happening around XRP, a lot of these articles really kind of just talk about the XRP price targets, what could happen, what will happen, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, with all of this, I really kind of take you back to that quote from the other video around my Swift breakdown on why I do believe that XRP and Ripple will essentially not replace Swift, and we will see, going back to this video, XRP being the settlement token on Swift. How will that work? And is it guaranteed? Well, first off, nothing is guaranteed. We don't know that Swift will 100% choose Ripple and XRP. But we do see down here, and this is the quote from my video from the other day. If you guys did watch it, thank you guys. You guys can skip a little bit ahead if you want. If you didn't watch it, I highly advise you stay for this quote real quick. So we do see a question coming up. And by the way, Joel Katz is obviously David Schwartz, if you guys don't know. And we do see the challenge for Ripple is that they need to be a number of years ahead of Swift. The moment Swift has a commercially viable and trusted system, they could swiftly, no pun intended, roll it out to a waiting network of thousands of banks. That would not necessarily be bad for Ripple. We're only building a payment network because the existing ones aren't good enough to support our needs. If Swift does this for us, that's just one less thing that we have to do to execute our XRP strategy. And their strategy is down here. Rapid payments create create demand for rapid settlement. Ripple is positioning XRP as a rapid settlement tool. The primary reason Ripple is working in the payment space is because current payment technology isn't good enough to get the benefits of XRP. If Swift builds a modern open payment system, then we'll position XRP to settle payments in that system. And remember what they just said over here. It's all powered by ISO 20022 in a rich data, interoperable API gateway format, an open system. This plays perfectly into the first one. Open systems eviscerate walled gardens. I should say this is basically playing into the top one here, which XRP would be the rapid settlement tool on that open network. The primary reason Ripple is working in the payment space is because current payment technology isn't good enough to get the benefits of XRP. If Swift builds a modern open payment system, then we'll position XRP to settle payments in that system. Now, on the other hand, if Swift builds a closed garden, we'll build open systems that compete with it. So either way, Ripple is going to try to compete with Swift here. They could, I should say, they're trying to complement it, but if they have to, they will 100% compete with Swift. There are two reasons we'll win. Open systems eviscerate walled gardens, and Swift has no revenue model other than charging their customers and will have to charge them for everything from development to operation. Now, this is a big area of focus because, like I said, going back to all of these major tweets here around, Swift, an open system, and ultimately the first video that I played, it really kind of holds strong to the truth that at some point in time, we will know the truth if XRP is going to be utilized by Swift or not. But all signs to me point to it's almost like a no option scenario for Swift. I know that we've been talking about a no option scenario for a while here, but in my opinion, Swift will need to innovate further to be ahead of what Ripple has built with XRP. XRP is the secret sauce around RippleNet. We've heard David Schwartz talk about that and mention that. It's because what XRP is solving here in regards to on-demand liquidity and FX, rates and things like that is revolutionizing the entire financial system, not just Swift, but the entire financial system. But if Swift does onboard XRP, right, as a settlement tool, that is exposure to 11,000 plus financial institutions, and it will ultimately dwarf any major on-demand liquidity announcement that we could ever see, because Swift is settling quadrillions of dollars every single year. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this entire argument here, and really kind of talking about what has happened recently with Swift. It's a very interesting topic, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely hit that like, subscribe to notifications on button, and also if you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.